Good afternoon, Planet Earth Gape TV. And now for the show.
He's so cute, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Lucky's, what's going on? Straight Hollywood.
Welcome to Good Afternoon, Planet Earth Gape TV afternoon show that's filmed in the morning and aired at night. Gape TV. Welcome.
Everybody to Gape TV or Gape, podcasting.
What's been going on with you?
I've been watching a lot. Actually, I kind of wasted these past few days. I guess I needed to sleep. I was filming a lot a few days ago. So like yesterday and today, I pretty much slept a bunch, watched a bunch of YouTube videos on old comedy.
Cool. Now,
Yeah.
yes, what did you watch on YouTube? Like, you said Old Comet, like Rodney Dangerfield, Mitch Hedberg.
And I was watching even older. I seen Don Rickles. I watched some of his. Jack.
But he's not even mean. He's like, it's weird. He says stuff in a way where it's not received as mean.
Yeah, he was that friendly mean back then, that playful mean. Well, at heart, I think you could tell maybe he wasn't mean, but you know what I noticed about him, like on the late night thing? He was just making sure he got his joke out. Like he would talk over people, even stand up to get it out. The other host would still be talking. And I don't know, like maybe sometimes you have to bully your way into, because he stood out, You
know what? You gotta like shove it down people's throat until they listen. One time I did a show at Gotham and it was a crowd where it was very dressed up people. I need to know how to handle elite. I'm going to say elite just because I don't know a better word for it. But it's the attitude of elite. But I am working class vibe. And so, oh my God, these people were done to the nines for a comedy show. It was kind of cool. I liked it. I like that people got dolled up to come on out. I used to do a lot of I'm broke jokes, and it's like, yo, this isn't relatable to people that are paying in Manhattan 2-drink minimum plus a door fee. People don't care about money if you're able to go to a comedy show in Manhattan. So anyway, here I am, like I go into like my in my head mode, and I wasn't shoving it down their throat. Their eyes were shoving it down my throat. Their eyes were like this. They're like, you see people talking during your set and it messes you up in the head. And I just like crumbled. I was like, oh God, she's talking to her. She's, oh God. He's looking at me like that, arms crossed. I should have just, whoa. But yeah, what would you do in that situation if people were drunk, privileged, and like elite vibe? Like, would they come from the Illuminati or some shit? Like in a club meeting, Illuminati club meeting. But yes, what do you do?
That's what I would have did. I would have said everything that you just said, Amy, and I bet you it would have been great.
Oh,
what are you guys from Illuminati club meeting?
Don't you wish you could program your brain for a mode in advance? So when you feel yourself going in that fear, that fight or flight, you could just autopilot it.
Yeah. I wish I could do that with writing. If I could just click something and say write for 40 minutes or send emails or do your taxes.
Oh my God, the writing mode. How about that with taxes? They make us, everybody in the world has got to be good at math, but yet you guys cut the budget for public schools?
Ah!
Dom, did you know that there's a free taxing if you make under a certain amount of money to do your taxes?
I didn't know about that.
You see, that stuff's not advertised. It's like, dude, why do we have to search for this information? Like, why can't that be a given?
100% right. Like, and I want to take that time out and really budget myself. Like, just see how long I could live off of a budget when stand-up comes back and try to take advantage of everything I could for like a year.
What do you mean, really, advantage of? Like
like the free tax. Yeah, like the free tax thing, or like things like that you would generally look into. I guess like me personally, I would look into things like that if I had no money. But now that I have a couple of dollars put away. I'm like, I'll just pay. It's easier. I don't want, money goes so
Yes.
fast.
I know. That reminds me, I have a free trial I need to cancel.
Right.
Siri, remind me. Oh, I'm recording with my phone. Okay. But yeah, what about free trials? You cancel the free trials and all that?
Yeah, Netflix constantly. Every time there's something new I want to see, I'll get a Netflix for a week or a month, whatever it is with the new email.
That's the way to go. Create that new email. I know, but then I got all these passwords juggling in my head. I started a spreadsheet to keep track of my passwords, but then it's like I forgot so many passwords to keep track of.
Yeah, I had to change my
Oh,
password. I was at the ATM and my buddy goes, "Oh, your password's your birthday. That's not smart." He watched me
oh.
punch it in. I couldn't believe it.
That's standard, and a lot of people just do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are definitely common ones that hackers could just run down the line.
Yeah, that
No,
would be
what?
a cool job to be a hacker. Can you imagine? Just
Ooh,
like I always wanted to be smart with computers, like be that guy, like, oh, tap tap tap, we're in their system now. Oh, it looks
yes.
like right.
They're like done. There is something mysterious and very cool about a hacker. They were the first work from home people. They
That's
worked from
great.
home prior to when it was cool and mandatory with certain industries.
Right.
Shout out to the industries who aren't work from home.
They home so you don't have to.
Yes.
They'll get your business. If you're a hacker, reach out to me. If somebody's making a website, I could use that too.
But I feel like with you knowing all that info, would you be able to control yourself? Like
I'd
if
be
you
certain
knew how to hack into anything, Instagram, Facebook, with that knowledge, would you sit on it or just and be like, yeah, I know how to hack. I'll put it in, compartmentalize it in the back of my brain. Or would you be like, I feel like I would get an itch and have to scratch it and like just
yeah.
check because I used to read my sister's diary when I was a kid. It's just that itching curiosity. You're not supposed to. It's wrong.
Yeah. I used to rip open the corners of my presents when I'd find them and snoop. You know what I would do, honestly? I would hack into people's systems, but just to give them my comedy videos. I would send them one of my sketches.
Well, just email them the link.
Yeah, true. But there's no fun in
But
that.
then
I
they
want
won't
crack.
click on it. It's like a fake professionals these days on YouTube. There's so many, and Instagram, there's so many fake authority figures. Like, hi, I'm a fitness person. Yeah, when they're not a doctor. Like, dude, I'm sorry. Unless if you're a doctor, I do not want you to give me advice on, uh my spine.
Yeah, I had somebody tell me they were a chiropractor. I
Oh,
moved a
God.
couch for him. Like, okay, it's just hard times on the side. I was making a little bit of money moving furniture. I still am. Nothing's wrong with some good hard-earned work.
Yeah.
So I moved this couch, and it was just for a little bit of extra money. And anyways, she tells me she's a chiropractor and cracks my back and messed it all up. And I'm in
You
her apartment.
sue her.
I don't see any certificates or anything. You're right, I really could, but that would be
Yeah.
wild.
Well, actually, back in school, the volleyball teacher, she cracked the kid's back and messed it up. She like slipped a disc, and the kid sued the teacher and the school. I wouldn't know how to sue anyway. Like, I'm suing you.
I
Like,
just deal with my back problem.
right. I just deal with it.
Yeah,
Come
I know
on,
some people
guys.
that do.
Some people waive
I
suing like it's
yeah,
a freaking magical wand. Although one time this girl I rented an apartment to, she became very scammy and she was being weird. I'm sorry, if someone's weird with my money, I'm just like, bro, cut this. Do you have it or not? You know what I
right.
mean? Like the money is the one thing you don't mess with people. And she was becoming very, very weird. And it turns out that I think I told you about this. Turns out she illegally built in the basement, my room. She didn't tell the landlord. This guy, it was his childhood apartment, and he trusted her living there, and she stopped paying rent. and he built and she built all these two rooms, and was making money off and pocketing the money and not paying her rent.
Wow.
So she was a scammer, because I actually ended up knowing the person that moved in after her, which was a weird coincidence, but I kept getting checks, and she was like, come get your checks. I was like, oh, you live there? And it was terrible. And I got so upset, because, when you're poor and someone owes you money, and it's a lot, it's a lot to you, but it's not a lot to them, because that's your money. They shouldn't
Yeah.
they shouldn't have that money to begin with. So she was acting weird, and I was young too, like 20s. She was ghosting, and I said, I don't want to sue you, and she started responding all the way. Like, it's like, dude, you could have responded this, but I don't know how to sue. But it turns out she made up a fake lawyer. I mean, I looked up the name. They didn't have a license. Any attorney, they need to be transparent about their license number. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
frustrating. I feel like in New York, you get a lot of weird, like, scammers trying to pull stuff over on you. You ever deal with that?
Yeah, I had a guy, I found a room on Craigslist. This dude had me meet him at Dunkin' Donuts.
Ugh,
I'm giving him a picture of my
God.
license. He
Right.
only took cash. It was like it was to rent rooms weekly. And it was like
Right.
$170 up front. And then he's like, yeah, we don't got that available. We need more money. He wanted me to meet him again and give him another
Oh,
200. I'm like, dude, I want my 170 back. He's like, well, you're part of a housing room plan. I'm like, dude, I
what?
need somewhere to live. Yeah, I
What?
know
Yeah,
I'm
a
part of your plan.
plan. That sounds so illegal right there. Oh, damn. So did you
I'm
end
still
up getting the
mad
money
to this
back?
day. No,
Did you
never.
did you think about small claims court? Did you get any information on him? You could
Nothing.
report
All I
him,
had was a little business card.
right? Well, you could always track him down with the email and report him like that.
It was years ago. It was when I first moved to New
Right.
York. And I had
Yeah.
another girl I rented a room from. She rented out like 10 rooms in this place, and we only had one bathroom.
Ugh. When I lived in LA, oh man. Okay, so this is kind of amazing. Well, it's not amazing. I set the story up. You guys will be disappointed. But here's a story, a weird story, right? Very naive. So I'm here I am. Imagine I'm 19 years old. Okay. I got laid off my job in New York. I said, you know what? I'm going to LA, baby. So I start looking for places. I go on Craigslist. I find a room that I like. I emailed. I was like, yo, you mind if I give you the money and then you mail me the keys? Like, I was 19. I mean, she goes, yeah, no problem. So, okay, it was half of a living room too. That's the sad part. I was paying to share half of a living room. And so anyway, she actually did mail the keys. I went there, and guess what? I got in, the keys worked. The person I shared the living room with was actually really cool. It was a dude. I don't know what I was thinking, but he was very, very, he wasn't creepy. He was maybe like 3 years older than me, and totally cool. And nothing
Wow.
creepy happened. I was like, wow. I mean, looking back now that I'm older, I'm like, what was I thinking? But also, I'm amazed. I'm like, she was honest. My roommate that I shared didn't try anything with me. That's amazing. I'm still blown away. Miracles do happen because that happened. But what ended up happening was not the landlord. Who's the person that takes care of the apartment? Like, not the owner, but
The super.
yes, the super saw. He pulled me over. He goes, do you live in here? I go, yeah. I'm smiley at 19 in LA. Go, yeah. He goes, I just want to let you know, you were the 19th person to live there in like a year. I was
Wow.
like, I'm the 19th person in a year. Oh my God. And they were trying to evict her, but they couldn't evict her. And then, after he said that, I started uh like pointing out things. She did make me sign this contract. I wish I took a picture of it. Now after you said that, I was like, oh, she made me sign this contract when I moved in that made me promise to her that I would squeegee the bathroom mirror, and I would not touch the cat's towel. I don't know why I would freaking touch the cat's towel, but it said, do not touch the cat's towel. Then it also said, I had to say, promise that I will turn the doorknob a certain way so it didn't squeak. And it even said, like, this is not a 9-to-5 household. She didn't want anyone waking her up. Then I started noticing some stuff. And like a miracle, I ended up finding my own studio apartment, $650 utilities included, like electricity, gas, everything included, prime real estate, and it ended up being the best apartments I've ever lived in. I still keep in touch with all my neighbors, and for me at that time, $650 was a lot of money, and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it because I worked at Johnny Rockets. Somehow the money just happened. Isn't that weird how life works? It's like, you know what? Sometimes I don't know how it's gonna work, but it's gonna work. Somehow money will support you.
Yeah, I agree. And you have to believe it.
Current event time. What's going on in the news?
So we got, from what I just heard on the Raps on the Street, is restaurants September 30th in New York City, if you serve food, are going to be opening up at 25% capacity, which includes some comedy clubs. Well, to me, 25% capacity, people say, oh, restaurants will never survive off 25%. I don't know. A lot of restaurants I worked at, they weren't sold out all the time. Like, well, no, I only worked at a couple of restaurants, but they did have those big nights, but they weren't sold out every night, you know?
Yeah, like a
What
lot
do you think?
A lot aren't at 25% capacity on a regular non-COVID day. Eat in a restaurant right now with the 25% capacity indoor dining?
Well, I guess because I've been eating outside and people are right next to me. There's no wall. They ain't 6 feet away. I went to a restaurant. I've been eating out a little bit, and most of them, the other clientele is a foot away from you, 2 feet at most.
Right.
So, you know why
So
I
you
would?
would?
Because I would perform stand up there in a heartbeat. Yeah, I would. I would perform stand up.
Well, but I mean, like, so you would perform stand up, but in terms of like going out to dinner, like, say if you took your girl out, your girl was like, "Oh, let's go out to eat at this restaurant." Would you go to the restaurant, or would you be like, "Dude, let's just do takeout"?
I'd go inside.
Oh,
Yes. Honestly, outside dining, I had a bird poop on me. I had air conditioners leaking on me. You know, you get these
oh
people
yeah.
walking past you or animals on the street coming rubbing their legs on you.
That's it for the show, folks. Thank you for listening. Subscribe, follow, and leave a good review if you can. We will be grateful for that. Follow us on Instagram at Gape TV. Good afternoon, planet Earth.